Hello, everybody, and welcome in on this Tuesday morning. It is Tuesday, December 5th. Can you believe it? Already 20 days away from Christmas. Oh, yeah. It'll be here before we know it. And we're going to talk about some of that shopping and stuff that you guys are probably planning to do, and maybe some of the shopping that you haven't done just yet, or maybe you have done and you're cutting back this year. We've got those stories and so much more on this Tuesday. Want to get into a couple of things that are making headlines at this hour because today is you probably won't hear too much about it, but it is a very important day here locally when we're talking about the municipal elections that are happening and the runoff election to settle some of those races that many of you got out to partake in back in November. So I want to show you this because if you haven't decided to get out and vote, hoping that you will, because it's that important. It really is. 1 second as I get this there. Okay, I think we're there. You just have to love technology. Gotta love it. All right. Let's let me run into a little bit of an issue. Maria, come on up here real quick. If I'm trying to cue this video up, I've tried and it's not allowing me to do it. Just play out. It always works when the pro gets over here to make it happen. All right. Anywho, so it is runoff election day. Several important local races that still need to be decided. So Atlanta voters are going to be able to pick that one final school board member for the at-large seat. You've got incumbent Tamara Jones facing challenger Alfred Shivy Brooks. Now, or Shivy Brooks, I should say, the school board has a huge responsibility because they're going to be selecting a new superintendent. So this is an important race. Currently, there's an interim superintendent because the board last summer decided not to renew the contract of Dr. Lisa Herring. Now, another very important race that we're watching right now is the city of Brookhaven, where voters are going to pick the mayor that they want to succeed John Ernst. There is also a city council race in Brookhaven that is happening now, besides the school board, the Brookhaven races, and you've got a lot of voters right now in several other communities that are heading to the polls for those municipal runoff elections today as well. That includes voters in Doraville, East Point, Henry County, Roswell, Snellville, and the city of South Fulton. Bottom line, get out and vote if that is your community. Again, there may not be a lot of excitement around this election in particular, but it is still important when those polls are open that you are there to vote. And remember, they're open until 7 o'clock tonight, so be sure to cast your ballot. Another story that we are watching right now is the story of YSL. You know, this has been a big topic for quite some time, and that's not going to change at all because until that verdict is reached, there are a lot of people that have a lot of interest in this case. And witness testimony is resuming this morning. It is already underway in the YSL trial. What's interesting, and there's been this new evidence that had recently been introduced in the trial against the rapper Young Thug, who's accused of founding a criminal street gang. Now, jurors have watched body cam video related to the YSL trial involving Young Thug and 5 other people, even an incident that unfolded on this body cam video. Atlanta News First Brittany Ford was there in the courtroom, and she has more details for us.
A juror dismissed for medical reasons.
Over the weekend, juror 269 was admitted to the hospital.
And back and forth on a witness list requested by the defense.
And I asked you all, can you all kind of do a little bit better job of that? Because I think it'll make the issues that we're dealing with right now a little bit better. I mean, in terms of delay.
Stalled things in the courtroom Monday morning ahead of testimony in the YSL trial involving rapper Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams.
We recovered marijuana, a firearm, digital skill, and money.
Several law enforcement officials were called by the state, highlighting traffic stops involving the defendants. The defense arguing the arrests show no evidence of gang activity.
And in any of the reports or any of the lists that I just gave you, you did not report anything in reference to any type of gang activity with this traffic stop, correct?
I did not.
Williams is accused of leading the alleged Young Slime Life street gang, said to be involved in several crimes, including murder. The rapper has continued to claim his innocence, saying YSL stands for his record label, Young Stoner Life. Brittany Ford, Atlanta News First.
And also this morning, how about this? I know many people are going to have their thoughts about it, and many would say they're just against it, if nothing else, because Georgia Power is deciding whether you are soon going to see an increase on your monthly bill. Now, if you're like most people, you're saying, look, everything is stretched pretty thin right now. The last thing you want or need is for that price to increase, right? Well, the Public Service Commission recently met to discuss the Vogtle nuclear power units that just came online. And right now, the board is working to decide whether those costs are going to be passed on to you, the customer. So the proposed agreement says customers would pay an additional $7.5 billion for construction. Now, to put things into perspective for you of what that's actually going to mean for you, we're talking $9 more being added to your monthly bill, about $9. What do you think about that? Chime in. Of course, we always have more on that story and some of those other developing stories for you on the free Atlanta News First app. Can we talk Amazon for a second? Because it has decided that it is going to do something really cool for you college students. But when we talk about holiday spending and how there was this idea that by now the economy might have rebounded, but there's inflation that suggests Santa's going to be tightening his belt this year. A new survey from Wallet Hub finds, get this, 1/3 of Americans plan to skip gift giving this holiday season. And you've got 1 in 5 who plan to apply for a new credit card to help with holiday expenses. Half of those surveyed say that inflation has affected their charitable giving and they plan to be less generous than in the previous years. Now, what's interesting about this survey from Wallet Hub, it's kind of sad, actually, because it said that there are many people who were surveyed who say they are still paying off last Christmas's gifts. So imagine that. You're trying to do some shopping this year for the kiddos, for maybe the family members and whatnot, and then you're still paying off on things from last year. Do you add to it? Do you just say, you know what, Christmas is not going to look like what it was looking like last year? What do you do? That's a concern for a lot of people this year. And, they want to give the children the world. They want to give the family the world, but sometimes that just seems so far out of reach. Now, if you have a child who's in college and you're saying, I at least want to have them home for Christmas, this may be something you want to think about. It could save you some money. Amazon is helping some college students get home for the holidays. The company has decided it's going to be offering 3,000 of its Prime student members domestic flights for the holiday season for $25. You heard me right. I just knew that had to be a typo, but it is not. The discounted flights are available right now, and here's how it works. They have to apply for those flights, but there's only going to be 1,000 flights that will be offered each day for 3 days. Today, it just opened at 9. I have not seen whether they are already accounted for, but I can imagine 1,000 flights has been out on the news on many outlets. People have probably been able to get those tickets, but still try. You never know. And if nothing else, you'll at least be ready for tomorrow or maybe for Wednesday to get on those, the rest of those 2,000 flights that are available. So again, Amazon offering those $25 plane tickets for student Prime members. So you have to be a student. A lot of times how they know that you're a student is if you have one of those email addresses that ends in edu. That usually tells them that you're a part of a 4-year college or a 2-year college or a university or a 2-year college. So again, $25 plane tickets. Jump on that if you can. If they have already given away those tickets for today, you still have an opportunity on Tuesday, and you have one more opportunity on Wednesday. Good luck to you, because that could be really helpful for a lot of college students here in the Atlanta area and everywhere else, right? If nothing else, it's just trying to make sure your kids can get home for Christmas, and those tickets are looking like $500, $600, $200, $300. Anything could help, right? $25 tickets, that's what I'm talking about. I think we all would love to have something like that. Let's take a live look outside on this Wednesday. Taking a live look at the Georgia Aquarium in downtown Atlanta, where, as you can see, the blue skies are smiling at us on a day like today. We're actually in for an incredible day. So at 11:30, First Alert meteorologist Ella Dorsey is going to be here to talk about weather where you are. In the meantime, remember, the news always continues on the free Atlanta News First app, and of course on the free website, atlantanewsfirst.com. We've got all of those top stories for you, and we'll have another look at them at noon on Atlanta News First. We'll see you.